My wife walked out on a Thursday morning so quietly that the only trace she left behind was the faint scent of her lavender shampoo drifting through the hallway. No note, no text, no explanation. Half her clothes were gone, her shoes missing from a rack, and the house felt as if someone had scooped out its warmth and left an empty shell behind. For 2 weeks, I lived like a stranger wandering through his own home. I replayed our latest conversations over and over, searching for even the slightest sign that she was planning to vanish. Sure, we had arguments, but nothing explosive, nothing that sounded like, "I'm leaving you without a word." Her phone was off. Her family claimed they knew nothing. Her friends acted confused. Every possible lead dissolved into nothing. By day 10, panic had curdled into something heavier, resignation. I started sleeping on the couch because the bed felt too large, too silent, too wrong. Then, on a Tuesday morning, 14 days since she disappeared, my phone rang at 6:12 a.m., an unknown number. Normally, I would have let it ring out, but something in my chest tightened. I answered. "Is this Daniel?" a shaky female voice asked. "Yes, who is this?" There was a trembling inhale, the kind someone takes right before they break. "I'm calling about your wife." My entire body froze. "Where is she? Is she all right?" "She's alive," the woman said quickly, "but you need to come right now." She gave me an address in a town 2 cities over, and hung up before I could ask anything else. I drove faster than I should have, my mind racing through every horrific possibility. When I arrived, I realized the location was a small community shelter, the kind people turn to when they have nowhere else to go. A staff member met me at the door, the same voice from the call. "You're her husband?" "Yes." "She didn't want us to contact you," she said gently. "But this morning she asked for you." My chest tightened. Why wouldn't she want? "She was frightened," the woman replied. "Come with me. You'll understand." We walked down a quiet hallway until she opened the door to a small room. There she was, my wife, sitting on a narrow bed, hands wrapped tightly around a cup of tea as if it might slip away. Her face looked paler, thinner, and her eyes carried a kind of exhaustion I had never seen before. When she looked up and saw me, her breath hitched. "Dan." I didn't step closer. Not yet. "I need to understand what happened," I said softly. "What made you leave?" Tears immediately filled her eyes. "I didn't walk out because I stopped loving you. I left because I was trying to protect you." "Protect me from what?" She wiped at her cheek, but the tears kept falling. "From my brother." I blinked. "Ethan?" "He's in jail." "He was," she whispered. "He got out early. And when he showed up at our house 2 weeks ago, he said if I didn't go with him, he'd hurt you. Hurt both of us." I didn't have time to think. I just left. My heart dropped. Her brother had always been troubled, but I never imagined he would threaten her. Threaten us. "I stayed with him until I could slip away," she continued, her voice breaking. "I came here because I didn't know where else to go. I didn't want him finding you. I didn't want him using me to get to you." I finally stepped toward her and knelt in front of the bed. "You should have told me." "I was terrified," she whispered. "He said he was watching you, watching the house." And I believe him. I reached for her hand, and she clung to mine instantly, like someone who had been drowning for 2 weeks. The shelter worker quietly slipped out, closing the door behind her. "Where is he now?" I asked. "He left yesterday," she said. "I think he panicked because the police were asking about him." She inhaled a shaky breath. "That's when I asked him to call you. I couldn't keep running by myself." I really looked at her then. The fear, the exhaustion, the weight she carried alone. And underneath it all, the same love that had always been there. "You're coming home," I said gently. She shook her head weakly. "What if he comes back?" "Then he'll deal with me, with the police, with anyone he has to face. But you're not doing this alone." Her shoulders collapsed, and she leaned into me, sobbing into my chest. 2 weeks of fear pouring out all at once. I held her until her breathing steadied. Later, with the shelter's help, we filed a report, requested protective orders, and set up security precautions. It wasn't instant. It wasn't easy, but it was the first step toward getting our lives back. When we finally walked out of the shelter together, her hand in mine, the morning sun was rising. It felt symbolic, like something broken had finally begun to mend. She glanced up at me with red, tired eyes and whispered, "I never left you. I was just waiting for the moment I could return." And for the first time in 2 long weeks, I felt something I thought I'd lost: hope.